Hi, I'm Heather.
I'm Haley.
And we're the Dunnit Sisters, a Kansas City true crime podcast. This episode is on the unsolved murder of Brett Kreglo. Brett Kreglo went to Graceland College in Lamona, Iowa, and that is our hometown. And so that's what drew me to this case, and I wanted to help bring awareness to it. He also, which I thought was interesting, is he lived in the Dome House, and anyone living in Lamona knows what the Dome House is.
Mm-hmm. Was that like the golf?
Yeah, like a golf ball. Yeah. So it just, anyway. So that's why we wanted to do this case on Brett. So thanks for watching. Brett Kreglo and David Scott, both 22 years old, had been best friends since third grade. Mm-hmm. And they grew up in Boulder, Colorado. And they both had recently lost their jobs, so they were going to relocate to Kansas City. So on December 4th, 1985, they drove from Boulder to Kansas City. And they arrived in Kansas City at about 9:30 at night.
Wait, where does Lamona come in?
That's just where he went to college.
Oh.
The year before.
Okay. Yeah, people don't know where that is.
Okay. On December...
The southern border of Iowa.
Is Lamoni. Very quaint town. Haven't been there since they tore down the Wagon Wheel restaurant, because I just have a little bit of animosity towards that.
What's there now?
It's going to be a
Wagon Wheel restaurant?
Yeah. Just kidding. It's a
hotel?
No, it's going to be a
car wash.
A car wash. A car wash for those big rigs.
Semis.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes, tear down the restaurant. Been there since the 70s to make a car wash for semis.
I wish I could have went upstairs and played one more time.
On December 4th, 1985, Brett and David traveled to Kansas City. And they were going to stay at Brett's sister's house, or Brett's sister's apartment. And they arrived at 9:30 at night, and Brett and David were hungry. So they ordered a pizza, and Pizza Hut was a mile away from her apartment. So they went to the Pizza Hut at 10:20 at night. And they had no idea that at that exact time, when they showed up, that it was being robbed. So minutes prior to them showing up at Pizza Hut, two African-American males go into Pizza Hut, and they usher all of the employees into the walk-in cooler. Mm-hmm. Except for one employee. Mm-hmm. And they told him to get the things out of the,
out of the register?
Out of the safe, yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, I can't open the safe because it's on a 10-minute delay or timer. And so he's like, empty the register. And that is when David and Brett come into the restaurant. So they come in, and that's when one of the suspects comes from around the counter, and they see that he has a gun, and he tells David and Brett to go into the bathroom. And Brett hesitates, and he gets shot one time in the chest. Falls down to the ground, and David tries to go to him, and they tell him, no, go into the bathroom. So David goes in there, they take him in there, and they end up taking Brett's wallet.
As he was dying?
As he was dying. He had like $600, all the money he had to move there. They took his wallet, and then they leave. David gets out of the bathroom. They call 911, and he holds Brett. He's crying. He holds him in his arms, and he dies in his arms. And Brett and David had been in Kansas City 1 hour.
That's awful.
Right. Apparently, 1 month before Pizza Hut was robbed, Gates Barbecue Restaurant was robbed. Same MO, two African-American males, makes all the employees go into a walk-in cooler. At that time, as they're robbing it, a 10-year-old boy was riding his bicycle and happens to stop at the restaurant. And so the armed suspect grabs that 10-year-old boy, keeps a gun on his head, and drags him around the restaurant as they're robbing it. No one gets shot, but, obviously that 10-year-old boy is traumatized. Gates had been robbed 3 times. Always the same MO. Same MO as Pizza Hut. And
which Gates is it?
the Gates on Leewood. So they did a Crime Stoppers, where they're trying to say if anyone knows who these guys are. And apparently there also had been a string of convenience store robberies where they matched there was a sketch done from the Gates barbecue of a man.
Mm-hmm.
And a anonymous caller called in and said that the sketch matched someone that they said that there's 2 brothers who match the description. And so the names Maurice and Michael Riggs were brought into the police station. Apparently, witnesses at the robbery at the Pizza Hut couldn't ID them for the Pizza Hut or for the Gates, but they were charged with the convenience store robberies. So I'm not sure whether or not Maurice and Michael Riggs are still suspects in the Pizza Hut.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you called Kansas City Police.
I did, and I asked them if Michael and Maurice Riggs are still the suspects in the Pizza Hut murder, and it's been 3 weeks and he said that he would look into it, and it's been 3 weeks and he hadn't gotten back to me. But I can tell you that in 2000, that Michael Riggs, he had a parole violation, and he was on the Kansas City's most wanted list.
Oh, really?
Yes, but he's been found. He has a Facebook page. I mean, he's...
So do you know when he was originally, released?
I don't know. I couldn't find any of that type of information.
How long he was on parole or any of that.
Okay. But Michael Riggs has been known to do many armed robberies, and because even in the 2000 when he was wanted, they said he was armed and dangerous. So
okay, so his brother died.
So Maurice Riggs died in March of 2022.
Okay.
And Michael's still alive, but
still.
And again, I'm not saying that he was the one who killed Brett.
No, but he was the suspect, but at least back when he was first
back
convicted.
In there. In 1985, he was the 2 brothers were suspects.
Maybe we could try contacting him one more time or something.
Yeah,
Kansas City.
The detective. I will reach out to the captain one more time just to make sure. But, and again, we're not saying that the Riggs brothers did this, but that they were suspects at the time, and everything that we have said has been in the Kansas City Star. So if anyone knows anything about the 1985 Pizza Hut robbery, or anything about, the string of robberies at that time, and we're going to put a sketch up because that was the sketch that was released for the Gates and the same MO.
So they can compare?
Right. But, so if anyone knows anything about the Pizza Hut robbery from 1985.
Gates.
And the Gates ones.
There were 3 robberies at that place, so I'm sure I would have had a great look at him at that point.
I mean, and I'll put up a description, but they describe these 2 African American males, how tall they are. It's up there on the screen right now.
And so people just don't like getting involved, and I hate that because you know what? I'm nosy as hell, and I would be all up in there.
Right.
I run towards it, not away from it, just like you would expect I would.
In a cape. See, it's pretty. So.
And I think people are really reluctant to come forward to tell their story. So we need some suggestions. We've been trying to contact certain people, and they'll say they want to do it, but...
they'll cancel.
Yeah, so we want to help, or else we wouldn't be here. We're not getting anything out of this. So subscribe, share, because it's not going to get out there. The stories, these names aren't going to get out there unless you guys keep on sharing.
Right, and we're not going anywhere. I mean, we really enjoy doing this and meeting the families.
We care.
Yeah, we do.
I'd hate to think that something like this could happen to one that I love, and then no one will help. No, and it kills me.
Mm-hmm.
So, subscribe, share, suggest.
Those are all good ones. I like that. So, thank you very much for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.
Till next time.
Oh,